I was a break dancer or wanted to be break dancer, you know. Then I was into the music. I wanted to be a DJ. And one day in high school, I was just riding on the bus, and some kid started getting up on the window, and I was like, "Man, what are you doing?" He gave me the marker. Said, "Hit it up, you know. Just pick a name and start doing it." And I got hooked because I used to take the bus like a couple hours a day, every day, in high school. So there's nothing else to do on the bus, so I just started writing. So from the bus, that turned into bombing on the streets, into piecing and productions, and just I was addicted immediately. We were so influenced not only by New York, but also by, you know, the murals that are around LA and the Mexican culture and all that. So that's why our graffiti looks so different, you know, I think. And that's why we developed characters the way we developed them. And the first name I ever came up with was Mantronics. And that's just kind of, it came out because the kid gave me the marker, and I didn't know what to write. And he said, just write a name. And I was listening to Mantronics on my earphones. So I hit up Mantronics. And so when I went on the streets and started doing it, Mantronics was way too long, you know? So I cut it down to like just Man, the first 3 letters. And that was it. It's been my name ever since, Man. Just put the 1 behind it and make it original, you know? Keep it 1. But it's been my name ever since I started, basically. One thing I noticed was people who did stuff that was political and talking about issues of their time kind of stayed with people, and the art kind of survived. So that's why I've always tried to do political issues that deal with destruction of the youth, that deal with political figures. You got to talk about that. You can't just ignore that. All art to me is political, because either you're talking about politics, therefore it's political, or you're consciously ignoring politics, which makes it political. And graffiti, you're holding the spray can. So whenever you hold a spray can, it's automatically political, especially in LA. Being a graffiti artist, starting out with that past, I think sometimes it makes it more difficult, but other times it makes it a little bit easier because you can do things that other artists can't do, you know? Like, for example, paint a big wall like this in a couple days. Other artists, it'll take like a month or whatever. So sometimes speed is kind of on my side, you know, because I'm able to work faster than most artists. But in general, it's kind of hard just to be an artist and make a living. At the same time, I work for the city. I do a lot of stuff with high school kids and public programs, stuff like that, because I remember being a kid and not having anywhere to express myself or stuff like that. So I try to help out kids who are coming up and let them see that you can make a living at this. So that's what I try to do. I think it's an American trend, and even more so an LA trend, that graffiti is not tolerated by the city. Unfortunately, a lot of the graffiti is not seen as murals. I've had a bunch of my murals who were legal and paid for and all that destroyed by the city because they weren't sanctioned. I'm not gonna go to their board meetings and show them my work and have them criticize it and take 3 months to get back to me whether I can paint that wall or not, you know? It's like, screw that, I'm just gonna do it, you know? So I'd rather risk the chance of them destroying my mural than having to wait months for their permission, you know? It's a bunch of crap. Graffiti in New York on the trains, you know? They buffed all the trains so people don't do graffiti on the trains anymore. In LA, I think the most historical places are like Belmont, of course. It's like, I have my own memories of growing up and just like hanging out in Belmont. That's kind of where I learned to paint, because I just learned to watch people and see how they did things. So Belmont is a historic place. Motor Yard over on the west side, you know, was another historic place. There used to be the Panic Zone in East LA. That was a dope yard. It was just miles of burners and stuff. That's not there no more, really. There's been a lot of yards over the years. There used to be a yard out here, Commerce Yard. That was a good spot. That was a little bit more recent, though. But, you know, the Venice Pavilion, the pit, it's always been there, and luckily we still got some walls there that's now legalized. It's the only legal spot in LA where you can go and paint and not worry about getting busted. It's highly doubtful that LA is going to really put a lot of effort into getting us more spots. So we got to stick with what we got. I think graffiti, it's its own art form. I think it's bigger than hip-hop. When hip-hop's gone and nobody's liking it anymore, there's still going to be graffiti.